why you always need a plan. This came up for me because Sunday, every 2 weeks in this period of our life where we are confined to being at home a lot more than we're used to, today was shopping day. So I went to the supermarket, a well-known supermarket, Tesco's, and it's just down the road. And I personally don't like going shopping. I'm happy to admit that I don't like going shopping. But what made it bearable was the fact that I had a list. I went into that big Tesco's. There was hardly any queue. Good time to go is before midday, I found, because the queues were massive by the time I came out. But I digress. The list really helped me to whiz round, get all the stuff I needed, and get out. And I didn't go off the list. I had very handily had everything split into different sections in terms of non-fruit and veg and fruit and veg. We finished on fruit and veg. And I ran through in a record 27 minutes to fill me trolley. All right. And the reason I'm telling you this is because it saved me so much time. To have that list saved me so much time that I could have otherwise probably have spent in the past, where I'd go into, say, Tesco's, I wouldn't have the list, and I'd be thinking about what I actually want to eat for the rest of the week, what kind of recipes I would want. And then it would come down to what ingredients do I need. And I'd be doing all of this in the middle of Tesco's, thereby prolonging how much time I would be enduring in the supermarket, whereas I'd much rather be spending that time doing other things, right? And I get that, there's delivery and everything that I could do as well, but those delivery slots are being taken by people more in need than I. So get my ass down to the Tesco store I did, and it was done. But the reason I bring this up is because that was my plan for the day. That's why it was so important that I had my plan, my list for the particular shopping trip, because it was going to save me so much time, so much effort, and probably a lot of money as well, because otherwise I would have ended up going off list. I'd buy everything that's eye line at the end of the aisles, i.e. the gondola aisles is what the people in supermarket trade call them, and I would have spent double the amount of time whizzing up and down the aisles, remembering something that I'd forgotten, having to go against the one-way system just to get me broccoli or whatever it is, right? And I use this as an example of why it's so important to have a plan, to have goals, to have objectives to actually work towards when it comes to your own health and fitness, and your life in general, really. If you don't have the goals in the first place, i.e. you don't know what you actually need in terms of the shopping, it's like my goals were to get this list of foods, this list of ingredients. In life, it's I want to achieve X, Y, Z, or I want to feel a certain way, or I want to look a certain way. I'm not naive enough to suggest that people don't want to look a certain way nowadays, but more importantly, it's now actually about how people want to feel, right? It's more about how people want to feel, which is created by things like changing your weight, changing the way your clothes feel on you, changing the way your body looks, changing the way, just changing things to ultimately help you feel different. That's all we want, really. And by having an objective, by having a goal, you can then work it out along the way. or you can devise a plan as to how you're going to get there. But if you, one, don't have a plan, or if you don't have an objective in the first place, what you living each day out for? What are you actually doing with your time? Like, I keep coming back to the fact that I'm 40 now, and I want to spend the next 40 years doing all the things that I want to do with my life, with my time, with this body, with the people that I love. And that's going to take the literal case of me putting down in paper or verbalizing and articulating what it is I want out of life, out of the rest of my life. And when it comes to my health and fitness, it's very specific. The more specific you can get, the easier it is not to achieve it, but the easier it is to work out what you need to do, right? Like, you know, if it was, I want to lose 15 stone, right? Just an example, then you know what the end goal is, and then you work back and you work out all of the ingredients that you're going to need to make that recipe of losing 15k or whatever, right? So once you have the plan, it saves you so much time. It saves you so much time. Like, you know where you're going to go, and therefore you can work back and know what you need to do in terms of the steps you need to take to get to your end goal, right? You might not know all of the steps now, but at least you're going to begin moving in that direction. Otherwise, it's kind of like getting in a car and just driving and not knowing where you're pointing the car. But in order to actually get to your end destination, the car has to be moving, i.e. you have to be doing something. You have to be changing direction, putting gas in, putting your foot down to move the car, move your body, move your progress so that you move closer to what it is you want to achieve. So you need two things. One, to know what you actually want, and two, a plan of action to get there. So which one of these two do you have going on? Do you have both of them going on? Then great. If you don't, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, live sneeze. If you don't, then you can do that. You can sit down and literally write down, think about what it is you want to do. And then you can start working out how you're going to get there, whether you're going to do it by yourself, whether you're going to reach out and get help from other people. Like, there's already so much information out there, all of the information that you could ever possibly need to get you to where you want to be, to get you to where you want to feel or how you want to feel, because there are probably 1,000,001 other people who have already done the thing that you are intending to do, or they've already written the book on what it is you want to do. You just have to find the right information, whether that's through your own research or whether you get help from other people that have already done the thing that you've done, or have experience, have proven results in the thing that you want to achieve. So my closing thought is for you on this Sunday, if you don't know what you want to achieve at the end of this coming week even, right? Just bring it down. Work out what you want to achieve by the end of the next 7 days, by this time next Sunday. And then have a plan. Plan out how you're going to achieve it. Work out what are the specific steps you need to take to get there. And then, because you've set yourself some kind of specific goal, you know 100% whether you have got to that goal or not, because it's binary. It's either you've achieved it or you haven't, right? There's no kind of granular spectrum. It's like, have I achieved that specific goal or not? Yes, no. No one else needs to know or is going to care as much as you care, right? So, 1, set yourself the goal or goals, and 2, work out how you're going to get there, whether you're going to do it by yourself or whether you're going to get help to do it. All right, so have a great Sunday. 2 things to think about: your goals for the next 7 days and your plan of action as to how you're going to get there.